So the Torque Solution pulley cover, um, I think for the price is absolutely what I was looking for. A lot of these go up to 90, 100, over 100 bucks, some of them closer to 200. They all do the same thing. I would guess the gauge thickness of the aluminum sheeting, and maybe fitment would be a little different. So a couple of the challenges was kind of no instructions at all on the installation for this, but you just figure it out. You do some dimensional things. I have a pair of calipers, so I had to figure out which side the longer offset was. So there's a spacer under here that is the longer one. This would be the shorter one. Very easy installation. You basically pop off the factory cover, line these up. There's a little clip in here with some threads to lock this one in, and this one goes right into the factory. There's a mounted nut that is welded or somehow secured onto the underside of the bracket that goes across the pulleys. Looks like there's a little bracket in there. Goes on the alternator on the left, and looks like a compressor for the AC on the right. No interference. Very happy with it. There's a slight bit of interference with the snorkel here. Very minimal. This is all just flash here. There's nothing, no functional part underneath here, so I'm not worried about that at all. Once that wears, it will not touch or rattle. No big deal. So this was, I think it was less than 70 bucks. I think it was a great deal, and I would recommend this one.
So to remove the cover, you have to get a screwdriver or something, maybe a panel tool, pop the center up, and then lift up pretty abruptly straight up in the back, and then the front. You'll need more force in the front. There's some strong rubber bushings holding that on. So you'll need to remove the bushings and the retainers from the bracket that goes across the alternator and the AC compressor. So the engine cover bracket on the left side has a cutout in the front. You'll be inserting the threaded clip on that side. The right side has a nut underneath retained to the bottom of the bracket, so you'll be screwing right into that one. So the hardware includes two standoffs that are at different lengths. You'll have to decide which side that goes on. So basically, if you're facing the engine, the bracket goes lower on the right side, so the longer standoff will go under the right side. Just take your time, make sure that you don't drop anything down into the engine bay. So I just mocked it up, and then just kind of made sure I had the right standoffs. Yep, now I'm going to take everything out and just do kind of a final assembly. So sometimes when I'm working on components, I'll just take everything apart before I do the torquing and just make sure everything is in the right place. This one's pretty simple, so just no instructions included. It's just two screws, two standoffs, and some washers. But you do want to follow some standard processes. Make sure you're not binding, cross-threading anything, interference. Make sure there's no interference on the components. So just hand tighten first, and then sneak up on the torque. So just come in so it's snug, and then when everything's in its place, then you want to just do your hard torque. So as an example, as I was tightening this, I could see where there was some movement laterally on the bracket, and then it was kind of pitching back and forth. So I loosened up the bolts and then did some adjustments before I started yanking down on it, and that worked out